Descriptive linguistics. It's concerned with the description and analysis of the ways in which a language operates. So, under this very heading, we study language, the way it is used. We make an analysis. We start from the basics of the core, from phonology, and then we study syntax and semantics. It's used by a given set of speaker at a given time. In descriptive linguistics, we study a certain community, the language of a certain community in a certain point in time. So, descriptive linguistics is the fundamental aspects of the study of language in modern times. So, modern times, the approach to understanding language is descriptivism, not prescriptivism. It is contrasted with prescriptive linguistics of earlier time. The approach to understanding language in the past was prescriptive approach, how language should be used. Whereas, according to descriptive approach, we study language, how it is used. So, descriptive linguistics deal with the description of how language actually works rather than how it should be used. So, let's take an example. If somebody says, it's me, and another say, it's I. So, what's the difference between, and which of the two is right or wrong, or both are correct? For example, if we take, it's me, according to the prescriptivist, this sentence needs improvement. Why? Because we cannot use a pronoun of objective case after the linking verb or after the verb to be. We should use its I. However, when we study English language, we find that the speaker of English language very frequently use this, it's me. So, instead of asking them to use in a certain way, we find that they have the very right to use the language the way they use it, because it's their mother tongue. Language is described systematically at all levels: phonology, grammar, and semantics. So, in descriptive approach, we describe language at phonology, how we join phonemes and how we make different sounds, how syllables are made, what are the boundaries of the syllables, how we find the element of stress in English language. And similarly, in grammar here we mean both syntax, the way the words or phrases are arranged in a meaningful whole, and the way words are formed. The internal structure of the word is studied in morphology. So both syntax and morphology come under the very heading of grammar, and then semantics, the meanings. So, descriptive linguistics is the structure of the language is analyzed and described. So, here, as I said, in descriptive linguistics, we study the structure of any language, of any community in a certain point in time. A structural approach to language. So, in descriptive approach, we make a structural approach. We start from the beginning, from the phonemes, and then to the syntax, phrases, etc., and then to semantics. This is the approach given by Bloomfield in the first half of the 20th century. Time may be the present or the past at any given time. The study of the descriptive study of a language can be made of a certain period, both in past or in present. So you can look at this. We can make either horizontal study of the language or vertical study of the language. So when we are making a vertical study of the language, we are making a diachronic study. So we can start from a certain point and come on to a next point in the history. And if we are making a horizontal study, it means that we are making a synchronic study. We are certainly focusing on a certain point in time. So a synchronic description is non-historic. It has nothing to do with the history of that language. It precisely take up language at a certain point in time and start studying how language is being used by its speaker. So a diachronic description traces the historical development of a language, how language evolved, what were the features. For example, if we take the word no, so was there any time when this letter K was used in the pronunciation of the word no, or it was silent? So when we are making such a study, and when it started to be stopped as a pronounced letter, so this study will be a diachronic study. So descriptivism is the belief that description is more significant or important to teach, study and practice than prescriptivism. So this is the main difference between these two approaches. Linguists believe that while making a descriptive approach to understanding language, we can understand a language better than making a prescriptive approach. And beside that, prescriptive approach towards language has started from Latin, and then it came to English, and the rules of the Latin language were also applied on English language.